What's up, guys? Welcome to Dosomir Gaming, and welcome to part 3 of our Line of Sight series, going map by map and just kind of covering specific power positions on each map. And for this one, Clubhouse here, I only really have one spot, but it is such an important spot, and you can see so many things with it, that it is still deserving of its own video. So let's go ahead and get started. So the spot in question is going to be where blue is here. I'd recommend maybe leaning off from this space. And this is easy to remember because it's the first space of this 3x set of rooms. And the reason why this is so important, and this almost, for this video at least, almost becomes like a attacker's guide to attacking Clubhouse, I guess, but I'd recommend bringing a Kali, and I'd also recommend bringing a Jackal. And the reason is because you have line of sight to this hatch drop. You also, this line of sight does extend all the way back to anybody rotating at you from the top of the map here. You are also able to see the 2 table spaces as well as the window space. And the reason why you would want a Jackal, you could sub it out for a Lion, leaving your drone somewhere in a corner, but the reason why you want it is as soon as anybody drops this hatch, either rotate towards the bomb if you've armed it, or to try to push you out of this position, is now they get located and you get to take a light cover shot on them. And this is a very close angle, so they probably won't expect that you're able to take that shot. And while this is still mid-range, if I recall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, while this is still mid-range, Kali still has really good mid-range for some reason, so you can do a lot of damage, and now you put them in the position where, sure, even if they survive that, what do they do now? You can keep shooting them if they run up, you can shoot them if they run over. The only spot, they can't go back up this round. The only spot that they can go and not be shot again is this corner. And now what? They can break the window and lean out on you. Now you take a heavy cover shot. It's still mid-range. You don't go down to your close range dice. And with how much damage you did from the first light cover shot, being able to roll it again, you've got pretty good odds of just getting that kill. So you're able to cover this. You're also able to cover both ends of this single destructible wall, which is huge because a lot of defenders will play someone here, break this during setup, and then lean out from the corner. So if you really want to, you could have one of your guys break this window for you and then get that line of sight check. And if they are real, you could potentially take the first shot. Again, at the risk that if you don't get the kill right away, you may also get shot back. But still a very powerful position to hold. One of their 2 main rotates is now gone. As for spaces around this bomb site, the bomb would be placed here if it's in this room. The only one you can actually see is this one. All other adjacent spaces, other than on top of the table, you cannot see. So you're not holding this to directly contest the post plant. However, you are able to contest the flank. So you could potentially have some attackers in these rooms, and you don't have to worry about this flank necessarily, especially with the window gone and no cover shot from here is most likely just going to net you a kill. Moving forward, again, if you're overwatching in this direction, which you should, you will still have line of sight all the way down here, so all of these spaces you can take a shot at. So anyone who wants to challenge you from this window is going to take one of your long-range shots, which is pretty devastating. You're also able to see these top couple spaces as well for anybody who might be wanting to rotate down for some reason. And then what's really cool, if this wasn't cool enough for you already, you can see past this single wall as well. So if you have one of your attackers destroy this from spawn with an orange destroy action, you can now see into here. And defenders usually like to break this open. You are able to see the bottom space of this. You're also able to see if they hop up to this first space of the table. But what's really important is you can see back to you. So, all the way from this end of the map in spawn, again, you are immune to echo drones. You are immune to clash because you are not in a room. You cannot be stunned. You are able to see all the way out to here. And a lot of defenders will like to be here so that their upstairs operators can overwatch, maybe their flank up here, maybe try to threaten one of these positions, or maybe hold this room. But anyway, they can hold 2, and then they have a third operator here, real or not, who's able to threaten this drop down and also apply some pressure a little bit into this room and just overall help cover this flank into this bomb site. But now you break this window open and you not only can call line of sight, but you can call a no cover shot on them, which is crazy. Now the way to counter this as a defender is going to be to have one of your hidden operator tokens hiding either in this space or in this space. By doing so, the sniper does not have a line of sight to you specifically, but you, by being in those spaces, are intruding on their line and thus will block line of sight. As if you didn't know, hidden operator tokens do block line of sight regardless of whether or not they're real underneath, right? So you can put a fake in here and their whole value to you is essentially being able to allow you to still play this space and this space without being worried about being shot. So put a mute jammer in here to prevent some drones, and then, tuck yourself in a corner that's hard to see, and now you're able to kind of protect this position a little bit longer. But still, from this one singular position, you're able to hold 3 very important areas of the map, and then you're obviously able to rotate as needed should the situation require you to. The things to be aware of, though, is you do have 2 great entryway spaces on your flank, which is why I would also add to this group either Claymores or Gridlock and Ace, or one of them, so that you can rubble off or gridlock off these spaces. So if the defense doesn't decide to leave the reinforcements there, which would just do you a huge favor, then you can use those pieces of utility to deny the flank, basically making her unflankable, and the only thing you can do is to try to get as close as you can and challenge her. So I say her, assuming you're bringing Callie, but you could bring Glaz, you could bring a couple other long-range operators, but Callie's going to just give you the best dice and the best utility for what you're trying to accomplish here. So this is all I really have for Clubhouse. I'm pretty sure that there's some other crazy line of sight here that'd be worth mentioning that I haven't thought of, so feel free in the comments to add that in, and I will definitely take a look at it. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next part. Thanks for watching.